Hey friends, and welcome to Technical Shots with LJ, and welcome to our natural gas weekly updates, week commencing 17th of July. So let's see what we have on charts for the week commencing 17th of July. So let's first, recap what we have been discussing from last few weeks. So we have this rising trend, which I have highlighted on green. Every time the price comes down here, it bounces back up from the rising trend. So this rising trend is acting as a good support line. And then we discussed this red or the pink support resistance zone, which has been, rejecting the price every time it comes here. So you see here rejecting here once, twice. We did see that the price actually, broke this resistance here some point, end of June. But then I think the selling pressure is too much out here, and then the sellers have rejected the price. So in that process it actually created a small descending channel, so you can see the price is actually moving in a channel. This is purely on the daily time frame, and of course you can see the channel on other time frames as well. So I'm at the moment discussing on the daily time frame. So we have this descending channel down here, and then we can see the price closed on Friday at this doji. Now, this doji is clearly saying that the market is uncertain about where the price is going to go next. One thing you can also notice is, I have, drawn a trend line here highlighted in amber. So, it's a intermediate, trend. It is actually supporting the prices. So, look at this. The price bounced here. Second bounce was here, and then on Friday also it came here and then it bounced off here and then closed, forming a doji here. So this particular amber line is also acting as a intermediate support for the price at the moment. Now seeing the doji here, the doji just closed below or is just resting at the the center line of the channel. It's very tricky where the price has closed. So it is clearly showing the uncertainty in the market. Not the bulls, not the bears, none of them have control over it. If you look at it, I mean, on a weekly time frame, I would say, or you know look at it on what exactly happened last week, it looks like the bears took the control. And based on the channel, you can see descending channel, so the bears are in control at the moment, but the bulls are also not letting it go. So this is what we can see on the daily. One more interesting thing I could see here is that from this point when it actually bounces off the rising trend, we see a impulse move right from here, and then see a retracement again, bouncing off the rising trend line, takes a impulse move, then back retracement to the rising trend, again impulse move, and then you know it's basically close here. So what is that we can see on Monday? So let's see how the Sunday open is. If the Sunday opens above the center line of this channel, then somewhere maybe about 2.55 ish or 2.57 ish. And then if we break out from this channel, then we have the every possibility to break out from this channel and to move in the upper direction. But if we gap down and if we break this trend, then we are going to go back and test this rising trend line, which actually is in line with this particular pattern where it goes you know uh, impulse move, retracement, impulse move, retracement, impulse move, retracement. Now, saying that, we had this particular symmetrical triangle, so this particular line here, which is actually rejecting the price here, can actually act as a good support for the price here. So we have to see the price actually, how does it behave here, and this is a critical support. It is 2.4, I would say. To this line here is roughly meeting this at 2.4, which is going to be a good support for the price. So we'll see how it works. But in a bullish scenario, I would say if we open a gap up and we break out the channel, then the prices are going to go towards north. If we gap down, then as I said, if we break this trend, then we might touch the support at this line, and even if we break that support, then we will touch the rising wedge. Sorry, the rising trend line. Now, one more thing I want to show here is, so you look at the retracement. So I'm taking a fib at the retracement level, and then if you look at it, so the corresponding impulse move is 1.272 of the retracement. So that's, in this case, it is actually roughly around 2.67. Now let's take this retracement and let's see what it is. So you see that roughly around 2.72. Now if we assume this is the retracement and then the prices are gonna move up from here, so let's see where we can see the price. So roughly around 2.99ish, so aligns with roughly around 3. So that also makes sense if this is the retracement from here. Now in the process, if you see this descending channel, and then if you look at this particular trend, it makes a bullish flag here. So if I just highlight this here, so you see here it is making a bullish flag here. Just gonna highlight here, so it's making a bullish flag here as well. So we're just waiting for this flag to break out, and then we can see a move of 3.33, which actually syncs with the target of our ascending triangle as well. Let me get this off there. So let me just put the descending channel here. Now let's go back and see on the 4-hour time frame what happens, and let's look at the bearish scenario as well. What if we have a bearish scenario? What sort of a move are we expecting in the bearish scenario? So in the 4-hour time frame, again you have this descending channel, and then you look at the center line. So what we see here, the price actually got rejected from this trend, and then we have just closed about the center line on a 4-hour time frame. So again, as I said, this is totally undecided. If it Let me show you something here as well. So take the take this particular pattern. This is a clearly double top pattern here. So one could argue that this particular green line here, or the green candle here, is a retest of it. But then again, I would have wanted it to retest it, and then just go back or form a doji here. So the closing on Friday is really, really very tricky here. It's totally undecided where it wants to go. So one needs to be very careful on trading this particular coming week. If we take the bearish scenario, as we said, this is a double top here. So as per the double top, the targets of the double top is something around, I think I can see deep targets of double top. So if I take the price range here, it could be something of this sort, and then from here, so looks like something around 2.2, which honestly I'm not sure if the bulls are gonna let it happen, because if that happens, and if we break the rising trend, then I think eventually we will be heading for 1.9 or 1.8, because this rising trend is a key for the bulls to take control of the price. So let's see the bearish scenario if we are trying to go down, and then as I said on the daily chart as well, that this is a line which is going to support here. So this line which is going to support the prices. If we break that, then we have this rising trend which is going to support. So let's see how we open on Sunday, because at the moment, as I said, on a daily it's a doji, while on 4 hour it is trying to retest the, so it has broken down from the double top. You see the red candle here, it's a good red candle, but it I would have actually wanted a confirmation of the red. So there is a red which is a breakdown, but then I would rather wanted another red as a confirmation and then retest, and then it could have been confirmed as a double top. So at the moment there is no confirmation of of the bearish. So I could see the charts bearish, but I don't see any confirmation of bearish signs, and that's the reason I'm again saying that we have to wait and see how it opens. If it opens uh, totally bearish and gapping down below this particular trend line, then we might very well go and try and test 2.4, 2.38. If we close below 2.38, then I think the markets are going to test this particular rising floor, and then I think the bulls will have to show you know their character here to support the prices. If they don't, then we are definitely going for 1.8. But let's say, because it's nothing confirmed at the moment, it's clearly showing that the market is in uncertain phase. So we have to wait and see how Sunday opens, and then we can take it one step at a time from there. So this is pretty much, I think, I'm looking for the week commencing 17th of July. So at the moment, last week looked bearish, but the closing was not in a particular direction. It's the market is still uncertain as in what it wants to do next. So let's go back to daily, and let's see. There we go. So this doji is again the sign of uncertainty. Yeah, that's pretty much from my side. I think this pretty much covered what we could see in the coming weeks. Yeah, and if you find this information helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Please share and subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.